Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about a comedy adventure film called Mickey 17 from 2025. Enjoy your viewing. The movie begins in 2054 on the planet Niflheim. A Mickey 17 worker wakes up at the bottom of a gorge where he fell during reconnaissance. He is found by Teimo's pilot, who goes down into the gorge to get a flamethrower. The pilot leaves the man to die, as tomorrow a new clone with the next serial number will be printed on a biological printer. When Teimo leaves, Mickey is waiting for an attack by a local life form, giant creatures. The plot rewinds, showing us the delights of being a consumable worker, printing a new body, downloading consciousness. The guy recalls his first death. He was sent into outer space to fix wiring, but in fact, scientists wanted to find out how quickly the star's radiation would kill him. Mickey Barnes didn't take the job because of his good life. On Earth, he and Teimo owed money to bandits who used a chainsaw and another debtor to demonstrate what would happen to them if they didn't pay. Since they had no money, the boys enrolled in Kenneth Marshall's program to colonize Niflheim. Teimo as a pilot, and Mickey Barnes as expendable. Mickey's body is scanned for later reproduction, and a copy of his consciousness is made and stored in a vault. The final chord is a shot to the head to prove that the applicant believes in the system and is ready to go all the way. The journey is marred by strict food economy. A portion a few calories over the norm is considered a crime. Also, the head of the mission, Marshall, and his wife forbid intimate relationships on board, as this is also a waste of valuable calories. In the cafeteria, Mickey meets security agent Nasha, with whom he actively violates this ban before arriving on the planet. Regular deaths have become commonplace for Mickey. On Niflheim, he is released into the fresh air for the first time, so that he can catch local viruses and die. A vaccine was created from the boy's infected blood and tested on him. The bodies, like the rest of the organic waste, were dumped into a melting reactor. The material for the next clones was taken from there. Eventually, the scientists managed to create a cure, and the scouts began exploring the area with another Mickey. During the first contact, one of the agents dies in a self-inflicted collapse. Soon after, Mickey falls into a crack. When Teimo leaves him, creatures of different sizes approach the man. He says goodbye to his life, hoping that the creatures will quickly eat him. However, they drag him into a cave. The fear that he will be given to the smaller creatures for food does not come true either. The animals push the intruder back to the snowy surface. Imitating the clicking sounds of the creatures, he leaves. Returning to his room, he washes away the fatigue of a hard day. But as he lies down in bed, he notices another copy of himself. Number 18. There was a technical error. The 17th one did not die, as scientists believed, and the 18th one had already been printed. The clones realize that they are multiples, simultaneous copies of one person, which is illegal and punishable by death for both. Mickey wants to escape, so he knocks out the 18th with a well-aimed throw of a dumbbell. He doesn't need it anyway. Waking up in a waste cart, Mickey recalls how Nasha said that each clone has its own character. The 18th clearly has psychopathic tendencies, a craving for murder, and a determination that is not characteristic of Mickey. Number 18 brutally beats his predecessor, trying to throw him into a reactor. When he offers to live a double life by sharing work shifts, he is scorned by the more masculine version. The appearance of Teimo and his friend prevents them from finishing what they started. The pilot sells the fuel extracted from Mickey's flamethrower, which is used as a banned substance. After hiding and overhearing the drug dealer's conversation, 18 decides to eliminate his former friend. When he is alone, he attacks Teimo and throws him into the mine. Suddenly, agents Nasha appear. Mickey hides, and the 18th orders Teimo to play along and pulls him out, pretending to save his friend. Nasha leaves with her boyfriend, and Mickey, who is consumed with jealousy, follows them. It is at this moment that he is found by Marshall's assistant to tell him the news. The leader has chosen him for the traditional dinner in front of the cameras, which is supposed to boost the morale of the colonists. Exhausted by the eternal hunger caused by the economy, Mickey goes to Marshall's chambers, where he greedily pounces on a steak. Later, they are joined by Agent Kai, the partner of the girl who died during the raid. Marshall apologizes to Mickey for yelling at him about it. Then they pray for the repose of the deceased's soul. The prayer is interrupted by a bout of ill health. Mickey feels sick right at the table. It turns out that they tested synthetic meat on him, and at the same time a new painkiller. He is immediately injected with the medicine. Kai takes the guy to his room to give him a decoction of herbs that helps with indigestion. Mickey hurries home. When Nasha sees him, she understands everything. It was predictable. Being under the influence of the fuel, she marks them with serial numbers and forces them to make up. They are interrupted by Kai, who has brought Mickey a remedy for his stomach pain. Meanwhile, 18 learns from 17 about the incident at the dinner. He becomes furious, accusing Marshall of inhuman treatment, and decides to eliminate him. Fortunately, Nasha left her service pistol behind. The 18th goes to the hall where the head of the mission is making a new presentation. He shows the local stone delivered that day, which he wants to use to make a memorial with the names of the first colonists. The marshal is speaking to the audience when a laser cuts through the stone, revealing that there are cavities inside. 18 aims at the leader, but the weapon is noticed and they rush at him. A creature hides in the stone, and its appearance causes panic. As a result, 18 and his gun end up on the floor while the audience chaotically scatter. The marshal orders the scientists to capture the creature, for which they put on protective suits. Only Mickey's appearance puts an end to the hysteria. He manages to distract the creature with his characteristic sounds and capture it. The scientists put the creature in a plastic bag. The leader is examining the crack in the stone from the bullet when a second creature jumps out of the hole, right in his face. The guards eliminated on the spot. Catching a telepathic connection with his dead relative, the main creature gathers the rest of the creatures and heads for the human base. The marshal orders everyone to be arrested, including Nasha. In jail, Mickey admits that the creatures saved him in the gorge, and he didn't realize it right away. He didn't even thank them. They are taken to the marshal, and on the way, it turns out that the local population of creatures has surrounded the base in full force. Dorothy, the lab technician who studies the captured creature, tells Mickey that its sound imitation gave her the idea to create a prototype translator for the creature language. She says that the local animals are not a threat. They didn't even eat Mickey and 17 when they had the chance. 17 confirms this. Dorothy interrupts the conversation, clarifying that the creatures have intelligence and language. As proof, the captured creature spits in disgust at the marshal. As a punishment, the leader puts the creature on a hook and hangs it over the reactor, forcing Nasha to hold the rope with her teeth, saving the creature from death. The marshal turns his attention to the problem of the creatures crowding outside. To get rid of them, he orders 2 Mickeys to be substituted for the creatures and let them into the crowd to eliminate them all. When they are driven outside, Dorothy hands the prototype translator to the 17th. The clones make their way through the crowd of creatures straight to the giant head creature. Mickey warns the creature that they need to leave because humans are planning to destroy their species. In response, the creature demonstrates the power of its kind. Using special sounds, the creatures can fry a human brain. In order to reach a compromise, the creature demands the return of the remaining creature and the sacrifice of 1 human as payment for the killed creature. Mickey returns to the base and gestures to the camera that the creature must be returned. However, the marshal's advisor convinces the chief that it is better to go to the site in person to give a heartfelt speech in front of the cameras, before destroying the creatures with an airstrike, clearing the territory of the indigenous population for the colonists. Such are the traditions. After fixing his hair in the mirror, the marshal and his security detail head out on 3 transporters into the field teeming with creatures. As they drive away, Nasha attacks Ilfa, threatening to break her neck with a grip. The girl demands that the creature be released and allowed to go with him. The marshal's soldiers aim at the main creature, but the smaller creatures are bunched together, creating false targets. Meanwhile, the creature is being carried on foot to Mickey. Seeing the marshal, 18 decides to follow through with his plan. He attacks the leader. After beating the boss, he presses the detonator button, blowing himself up along with the enemy right in front of Mickey and Nasha. The story moves forward 6 months to spring on Niflheim. The colonists have changed the government, and Nasha has won the election. They decide to destroy the bioprinter, finally abandoning the idea of consumables. Mickey is honored to press the button. His past, along with his serial number, burns up in a blaze of flames. Now he is not the 17th version of Mickey Barnes, but the one and only. If you have watched the video so far, you should know that I am happy to have viewers like you. Thank you for watching to the end. Subscribe to the channel and follow the news. Clonsack Recapped was with you. See you soon.